All right, we're going to be taking notes right now, and you're going to receive credit for these notes. So you need to take your own page of notes and show your work and write the problems down to get credit. Should be easy credit. So we'll just start off with, write your own, name up here, first and last name, and you can write which period you are. So you don't have to write name, but you should write your name. And we'll write the title. 1.1 is the section, and the title is Solving Simple Equations. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to do a few problems together. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to show the work. You need to do the same thing. So let's just write the problem first. This is also in homework, by the way. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to write the problem number. You're going to write the problem down. Okay, so this is also what you need to do in order to receive full credit on your assignments. So that's the problem. Now we're trying to solve for x. X is the variable. X is trying to find a value for x that if we were to plug it back in would make this equation true. Now some of the ones we're doing right now might easily be, you could probably just figure out what the number is in your head, but we're going to practice the steps that you would do so that it also works on more complicated problems. Now we're trying to get x by itself. So anything that's with x being done to x, we want to undo, get rid of. So to get rid of adding 3, the thing that would get rid of that would be taking away 3, subtracting 3. So subtraction undoes addition. Now when you solve equations, one of the key ideas that we're going to say over and over again is that you must, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. You have to balance it out. So if you subtract here, 3 here, that's okay as long as you subtract 3 over here. And then those will cancel each other out. So this is the work I want you to show to get full credit. Over here now, we just have an x left over on the left-hand side, and -4 minus 3 is -7. And that's your answer. I want you to box your answer. Now, on your assignment today, and this is something that, even if you're not asked to do it in the future, you can do it. It's kind of a nice thing. These kinds of problems, you can check your answers without having to look up the answer in the back of the book. And this is something I want you to do on today's assignment. So the way you check it is you plug this value back in to the x value originally and write everything else exactly the same. Okay, so plug it back into where you hadn't done anything yet. Simplify both sides. And if you get the same number on both sides, that's true. That means your answer is correct. If you got something that doesn't make sense, 3 equals 4, then that means you made a mistake somewhere. Okay, next example, problem number 2 for our notes. This is what you need to do in your homework. Write the problem down, write the problem number down, show your work. Now, we're trying to get x by itself. It's being divided by 5 right now. The way to get fractions are division, by the way, right? This is a fraction, but this is one way of writing division. This means the same thing as x divided by 5, right? To get rid of division, the opposite operation is multiplication. So we would multiply by 5 and multiply by 5. Or if you do to one side, you have to do the other. And so we get x equals 15. Now we're going to check our answer real quick. We're going to plug that back in where it originally was. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 3 equals 3 is true. So we got the right answer. Okay. Problem 3, example 3 for our notes. This one's going to be a little more complicated. I'm going to draw a shape. It's called a quadrilateral. 76 degrees, x degrees, 92 degrees, 122 degrees. Now, these are the angles inside, so we're measuring them in degrees. And there's something that's true for any certain, this is a polygon of four sides. All polygons of four sides, all quadrilaterals, all their angles, the sum of their angles will always add up to 360 degrees. If it were a triangle, it'd add up to 180 degrees. In fact, so a triangle has three angles and they always add up to 180 degrees. And any four-sided shape, no matter how you draw it, you could always connect the opposite corners and you get two triangles. So if each of these is 180, you get 360. Pentagon, you could do a similar trick. You get three triangles in it, 3 times 180 is 540. So for these problems on your homework though today, they're all quadrilaterals. So you can just rely on the fact that they add up to 360 degrees inside. In fact, here's another cool trick. If you draw a quadrilateral and you cut it out and then you kind of rip off the corners and you put them all back together, they will actually fit perfectly together. And that's all the angles inside the circle are 360 degrees. That's kind of interesting. Anyways, you don't need to write that stuff on your homework. You'll just draw the picture though, because that is your problem. And you'll write that the sum of these angles, you write 76 degrees plus x degrees plus 92 degrees plus 122 degrees adds up to 360 degrees. So this problem, we have to create our own equation at the beginning. Now the order that you write these on the left side doesn't matter. In fact, you can write these on the right side if you want, write the 360 on the left. With equations, you can flip both sides. So I need to add all these up. I find it easier to add things vertically. So now this is something that we want to do on other problems too. If there's anything we can simplify, like combine together that's already on the same side, we should do that because that just makes it easier. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 6 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 9 is 12 plus 7 is 19. Carry the 1. 290. So this is the same thing. We could rewrite this as x plus 290. Now we probably could be lazy and kind of just not write the degree symbol in our work, but our final answer really should have a degree symbol, I think. Well, I guess the degree symbol is already on the x. Now let's try and get the x by itself. Subtract 290. Subtract 290. We could have subtracted 76 and subtracted 92 and subtracted 122, but it's a little easier to add those together first and then just subtract them once. Okay, everything should line up. You should have an equal sign that lines up. See my work right here? There's always an equal sign that lines up in the previous step. So x equals, we could borrow from that. No, actually we don't need to. 0 minus 0 is 0. We need to borrow from that. 16 minus 9 is 7. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we get x equals 70. And I don't think we need to write the degree symbol because it's already kind of on there right next to the x. We could check our answer and see if these do actually add up to 360. So 10, carry the 1, 8, 17, 19, 26, carry a 2, 360. Okay. All right. Our last problem today is going to be a word problem. So I want you to write the problem down. A discount concert ticket is $14.50 less than the original price. Okay, if you need to, you could pause the video so you can write it down. So a discount concert ticket is $14.50 less than the original price. You pay $53 for a discounted ticket. What is the original price. Okay. So write the problem down. Pause the video if you need to. Now, the first thing you want to do on a word problem is we probably want to try and like change this into kind of like what we typically see with math problems. Okay. Now, when you write this, it says, okay, a discount concert ticket is. Now, usually, if we're translating from words to symbols, if you see an is, that's an equal sign. Okay. So we could say, discount, price, the price you're going to pay for the discount is now $14.50 less than the original price. Okay. So less than means if you see less than, that means we're going to subtract. Okay. But it's not going to be this subtracting that. It's the other way around. If I say I have $5 less than you, I got to take $5 away from whatever amount of money you have, right? So it's the original price minus the discount. Okay. So this right here, this is your discount, how much you're going to save, and then we're going to eventually figure out what our discounted price is total. So the discount price that we pay is going to be the original price minus the discount, right? So it's good to maybe just write this out in kind of using words still, but kind of a mix of words and math together. Now we should probably create a variable for the thing we're looking for. It says, what was the original price? This is the thing that we're looking for right here. So I'm going to create a variable so I don't have to write that word all the time. I'm going to say, I'm going to use P for price. If you want to use a different letter, fine. But it's good to define it. If it's not already defined in the problem, it's good to go ahead and you show which letter you decided to use and what it stands for. Now, it says you pay $53 for the discount ticket. That's the discounted price, right? That's what we paid. And then we have the original price P, and then the discount was $14.50. So now we have an equation like the first problems. So now we're going to try and find P. So we're trying to get P by itself. Now it doesn't matter if you get the letter by itself on the left side or the right side. So I'm just going to add 1450. Now usually when you add decimals, you want the decimal to end up 53 is like that right there, right? And so 0.576. Now for your final answer, you usually would probably go ahead and just put the variable on the left-hand side. And, you might even say, the original price is $67.50. Because then you're kind of writing it more like the way they asked you. They didn't say anything about P. We made P up just to make it a little easier, for us to write the problem down. So now this is your note. This is the end of your notes. There's another video you can watch that'll kind of talk about balancing equations. Otherwise, now you should go on to monitoring progress. You should you could do these on the back of your notes if you want. Okay, on the back of this page, you could do monitoring progress, problems 1 through 8 in your book. So look online through Clever Big Ideas, the dynamic ebook, and these are going to be at the bottom of each of these pages. You need to write the problem numbers. You need to write the problems, show your work, box your answers, write your name at the top, and then you will be uploading that at the end of class in the Google Classroom to get credit, along with your homework assignment that you'll do after the monitoring progress. So go back to Google Classroom to see what your assignments are.